I'm 28 years old. These are the things I wish somebody would have told me when I was in my early 20s. Honestly, I wish somebody would have told me that it's important to develop a strong sense of self, because I'm just doing a reflection on my life, and I realized that I've been taking on people's opinions and criticism. I've internalized a lot of things from people, and I don't really have a strong sense of self. So if I had to go back to my early 20s, I wish I would have developed a strong sense of self. Not saying that I can't do it now, but it's important to know who you are, so that, when you develop a strong sense of self, you become much more, you have a stronger character. So it doesn't matter what people say, what your family says, your friends, your co-workers, or the world, or your community, because you have a strong sense of self, you have a strong character. Because if you don't develop a strong sense of self, you're easily manipulated, you become a people pleaser, you lack self-confidence in all aspects of your life. Because this does not only affect interpersonal relationships, it affects your career and your mental health. It affects relationship with your family, your friends, and even your partner. So I wish I knew this, because I was going on TikTok and people were talking about these things. It's important to develop a strong sense of self, because if you don't have a strong sense of self, you become easily warped by other people's opinions and who you should be. And I'm just realizing now that I don't really have a strong sense of self. And I wish somebody would have told me that, yes, education is important, but skills is the cherry on top. Because I realized that even if you have a degree, you have a master's, you have a PhD, it does not mean that you're going to be successful. Because I know people in my family who have all of these things and they're living paycheck to paycheck. I wish I knew about financial management, because I'm just learning these things now, because I am an overspender. I overconsume. I wish I learned how to manage finances, or I wish I had an idea. I think people learn this when it's too late, but at least now I'm able to be more self-aware of my finances. And I wish also communication skills. Those are very important. And I realized that I don't have good communication skills compared to other people, because I've compared myself to other people. Other people are much more better. And I'm gonna try and improve on that, whether it's public speaking, being more assertive, because I am not assertive. I'm too soft. And if you're a leader in a workplace, you have to be assertive. Not be mean, but be assertive. Communication skills. I think that is the most important thing for everybody to acquire. Because if you don't have communication skills, you won't go anywhere in life. Because when you look at social media, when you look at content creation, when you look at your workplace, they really emphasize a lot on communication. Damn, I'm just realizing this now, because I didn't work on it when I was in my early 20s. I'm trying to work on it now. Confidence. Confidence is very important in all aspects of your life, especially in your career. And I know I lack self-confidence, low self-worth, low self-esteem. I know people at work who are lazy, but because they're very confident, they're able to climb up the corporate ladder. A couple of years ago, we had a lady. She used to sabotage other co-workers, but she used to nitpick everybody, like, oh, you didn't do this. But she is very lazy. But because of how she's confident, she has communication skills. I think now she's a manager at a hospital. She's probably earning 6 figures. And everybody at work knows this. Everybody at work like, yo, it's not even about hard work. If you have confidence and communication skills, you know how to talk to people, you will go further in life than someone who works hard at their job. And I've seen this. I know people who work very hard and they're still struggling. But I know people who don't even work hard. They are lazy. But because they have the confidence and communication, they're able to climb up the corporate ladder easily. And I was taught this. I thought hard work pays off because I was brought up in an African household. We were told you have to work hard. You have to work hard. I'm realizing that hard work will not make you successful. Education will not make you successful. It's really your sense of self, your skills, and your confidence. Those 3 things will make you more successful. It'll get you further ahead in life. Which is sad because we're all taught this. You need to go to school, get a job, and you'll be successful. But no, there's a lot of things that play a role in the amount of success you acquire in your lifetime. So it's important to develop good confidence in yourself. Because when you're confident, people believe in you. Because if you're confident, you're able to lead. If you have a good sense of self, you're able to lead people. If you are very good with communication, you're able to lead. People will see all these skills and they're like, oh, okay, she is, she's putting herself out there. She is going to be successful. She will do what's required. I wish somebody told me to invest early, whether in the stock market, because that's the most easily accessible. I'm just learning these things now. I wish somebody told me to, because there's no point in putting money in the bank account, because inflation ruins everything. Because if you have money in your bank account, it loses its value over time. And currently, with the housing crisis in Australia, young people are not able to afford housing. It's very expensive now. Like, houses are costing over 700,000. I wish I invested early in the stock market, because I follow this girl on TikTok. There's a debate on renting or mortgage. Should we rent or should you mortgage? And damn, I wish I had learned, I wish I started early investing my money in the stock, because that's the most accessible. You get returns. Obviously, you have to learn the basic taxes and stuff. But most people don't realize this. When you're, honestly, if you're in your early 20s, just start investing. Because when you're 35, you don't have to work. If you invest consistently, you can retire by 40. Right now, I'm investing in the, I've just started in the Vanguard and NASDAQ. Honestly, when I was 20 years old, I used to see these things and be like, what should I invest? It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. But the more information I've acquired, I realized that I wasted my time. I wish I didn't listen to the voice in my head telling me not to invest. I wish I took more risks in my early 20s. But you know what? When you're in your early 20s, you don't really think about these things. You're very young. Your mind is young. You're not mature enough. So when somebody tells you to do something, you're like, oh, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Now that I'm 28 years old, I'm realizing time is ticking. And if you don't get yourself organized with your finances, your health, your mental health, and if you don't take risks, you will not go further in life. Because the more risks, the more the rewards. And heal your central nervous system, because your mind is really a prison. If you don't take time to heal your central nervous system, you will never let go of your anxiety, your depression, and everything else that affecting you. Because even right now, I realize that I look at the world so differently. Like, I don't know why, but maybe it's because my nervous system is whack. Do things that scare you, even if you don't feel like you can't do it, because the mind creates your reality. Take time to work on yourself, whether it's your habit, your discipline, your mental health. That's very important, because the more you work on yourself, the easier it becomes to face this reality.